Hey, Rob, how you going?
Cheers. Cheers. It's the Joyeux Noel. It's a Christmas even here already.
Good to catch up, mate. Good to catch up. Hey, listen, we're going to
Yeah,
talk.
absolutely.
We're going to do a beers, wine, and happy hour today, just for 15 or so minutes. But
Sure,
before we
this is
do
great.
that, I'll give you a little backstory, a funny story. About 3 years ago, I didn't even know what a sommelier. I can't even pronounce it right. I didn't even know what that was. I knew there was people at restaurants that came out and told us what was good wine and what batched everything. But anyway, now I'm seem to be surrounded by them. But tell me more about what you do, how you do it, and how it actually works.
Well, basically, I do a lot of virtual tastings these days, but it's like a live tasting. So basically, the journey I like to take people on is one that goes through history because wine and beer is so rooted throughout history. Civilization is largely built upon the roots of wine and beer because we basically formed into the agrarian age to cultivate grains for the production of beer and also cultivation of vines or grapevines for wine. The history is huge. So you take them on this journey, and you start to talk a bit about the regions that you're going to showcase, or you get into the winery, then you do the wine tasting, and you talk a bit about the backstory of winery while you're doing the wine tasting, because everyone loves to listen. We got a drink in hand. It's kind of like what we're doing right now. I got a nice glass of Gattinara, which is a Nebbiolo from northern Piemonte in my hand. It's beautiful. It's kind of like the lateral to Pinot Noir with a tannic punch. So a light wine, but you break things down. You talk about the pairings. You cut, complement, contrast, the 3 C's, and you talk about how or what the wines or beers would be fit for with a celebratory occasion, because it is rooted in celebration. This is just the bottom line. We just love to drink during celebratory occasions. And on that note, you and I have a great tasting coming up. We got 2 of them in the back. One on the 17th, one on the 24th. The 17th is for Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific. The other one is obviously coming up with System 1357 and the Drunken Grape for the eve of American Thanksgiving. So that's going to be a great kickoff on the Wednesday evening, 7 to 9 on the 21st. And of course, that is going to be great for them because the Americans are all off on vacation at that point.
I think we lost Rob. He had a bit of audio trouble too, but I look at that. We just lost Rob. So Rob was explaining how it actually works as a beer and wine sommelier. So hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he gets back online. But yeah, so great to see you there. But listen, when it comes to beer and wine tasting, I can't take over from Rob and explain anything about it. I did bring a bottle to help him explain to me what this is. It's a Pinot Noir from Australia, and I wanted to know more about it. And I was hoping he'd actually fill us in. So let's hope Rob comes back. But anyway, look, it's good to have you all here. What else have we got here? hopefully some people come back and everything starts to work. So we'll give him a couple of minutes. But meantime, look, tell us where you're from. I'm Scotty Schindler. I come from Australia, for those people that are overseas and watching. I certainly come from Australia. I had a successful journey as a software company and an entrepreneur. And since then, I sort of retired early, and I now philanthropically share System 1357 around the world for business tips and advice on what to do next. So, and in business, and Rob's certainly one of those people that I partner with all the time. So he's excellent to have on board. So, and the good news is, it looks like Rob's coming back. So I won't need to keep rattling on about something I don't know anything about. That's why Rob's here, so he can help explain to us more about beer and wine. So I can see he's actually coming back into the room now. So. But anyway, it's great to have you here. A few people in the chat, which I'll just put up. Oh, yeah, excellent. Well done. So that's awesome. I assume it's pronounced Jamie. That's excellent. Well done. Who else we got here? Well, Rob's getting his camera going. There you go. Now, I had no idea of that, Jamie, that they make the best Sauvignon Blanc. Marlborough. There you go. I am actually a huge fan of Marlborough wine. So, although that's how much I know. I thought Marlborough was in New Zealand, but anyway, that's all good. That's how much I know. I actually had that wrong. So, but it's great to get that bit of feedback, and that's what we're here for. Now, Rob's got his camera there. He's not actually connected yet. He's certainly back in the room, but I'm just waiting for him to reconnect. But meanwhile, that's awesome to see where you're all from and what you're all doing. Once again, Rob and I are doing a live virtual beer and wine tasting, and it will go for about an hour. And it's on the eve of Thanksgiving's Day in America. He's back again.
Yeah, it's the eve of Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I'm in a spot where I got to tether off this phone, so it's really using technology to its finest. Go back about the whole journey. Let's go recapping. So take people on a culinary journey. You go through the history, you go through some fun facts, you go through into the history of the wineries and breweries, what makes them exciting, what makes the history of the region exciting. Then you break down the drink itself, what's in the glass, and then you talk about what it pairs with and what we celebrate it with. I mean, that's key, right? Right there is the joy it all brings.
I've got a challenge for you while you're there, right? So here's a wine I've been drinking lately. It's not a bad drop. I didn't pick it out, though. My wife buys all my wines for me, but she knows what I like. So this is a, if I can put it up. It's not an ad. It's not sponsored by anyone. It's just simply a wine I pulled out that I've been drinking a lot of lately.
Pinot Noir, Australia 2021. Tread softly, but it looks like a sparkling wine.
No, it's not sparkling. It's red.
It's not sparkling. Almost.
No.
Okay, it is Pinot Noir. I thought it was because I see the top now. Okay, it looked like you had a wire cage and a mushroom cork on it for a minute. That's why I was kind of confused. But Pinot Noir is awesome. So the wine I'm drinking is a lateral to it. Pinot Noir is sensitive. It's like Nebbiolo. It's a fickle grape. It's highly sought after. Some of the most expensive wines in the world are Pinot Noir. You think red Burgundy, for instance, the Côte d'Ivoire, along Burgundy in France. You just think of some of the incredible examples of wine that they have, like Boisson Denis, for instance. These things fetch thousands of dollars, Grand Crus. And they're great for the holiday season because they're nice and light, especially in Australia, because the weather's going to be warm. You're right in summer. You're getting to your summertime right now. You don't want heavy wines right now in the summer, unless you're going to have steak, of course. Then they reach for that Cab Sauv, Coonawarra Cab Sauv. Australia's got some brilliant wines, but Pinot Noir is a great wine because you got light strawberry, cherry notes, tertiary flavors. That's when it ages in bottle over time, starts to pick up tobacco leaf-like notes and things like that as well. So, and some spice notes like cinnamon. So it's a great wine for the holidays.
It's a lighter wine. I like it because it's a lighter wine.
It is a lighter wine. Yeah, for sure. On the scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 2 or a 3 on the color scale. It's light.
And what were the C's again? I'd never heard of that before. You said color and something else. What was it?
Oh, are you talking complement and contrast food pairings?
I can't remember. You said something about 3 C's about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, 3 C's are the food pairing. So things cut, complement, or contrast. So contrast would be, things like a sweet wine, spicy food, like a sweeter Riesling or Gewürztraminer. Complement would be a heavy, bold, jammy, juicy red wine going with that juicy medium rare steak, for instance.
Yeah, okay.
And then cut would be having a buttery Chardonnay with high acidity cutting through the fattiness of Jaka chicken, for instance. So it cuts through things. So you got to think the acidity cuts through the dish. So it's a basic way to put it. But, hey, Peter's part of the show, too. This is awesome. We're attracting a few people. Thank you all very much for the audience, man. We did this on the fly like 2 hours ago. We're like, let's just go live and talk about what's coming up.
And Peter's the master of these live
well.
presentations, so it's great to have you here, Peter Clark. So thank you.
Oh yeah, his show Red TV's killer. It's probably the best live show on television.
I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 as well. It's probably the best production. If you want to learn how to do it like Peter does it,
yeah.
do it. Do it like Peter
Oh
does
yeah,
it,
with the
100%.
guitar, like his studio set up with the guitar, and then he's got like the whiskey. He's got the whiskey or wine cask in back. I mean, it's unreal. And here you are, Martinborough's in New Zealand. Yes, Marlborough is in New Zealand. It is not in Australia, but Australia Pinot Noirs. Not sure if there's too much in Australian Pinot Noir. There's some, but New Zealand has killer Pinot Noir. Some of the best in the world. Comes Marlborough, Central Ontario. I mean, you've got great growing conditions. It likes a lot of sunlight and cool conditions because it needs to take time to ripen, and it ripens with high acidity, and that's what you want the climate for.
Okay, just saying that, yeah. While you're off air, and I was trying to talk about this wine. Jamie gave us the advice that it was from Marlborough. I thought Marlborough was from New Zealand. I'm thinking that's how much I know.
Yeah, that's okay though. But hey, they're in and they're enjoying it, and engaging. This is the whole point of it. You know, who cares if wrong? This is wine. I mean, not the professional. You just have to enjoy it.
I just knew I liked it.
Wrong, but yeah, it's troublesome if I'm wrong, but if you're, but for the aficionado or people drinking it, you know, drink what you enjoy and expand it from there. You know, if you're into Pinot Noir, try Pinot Noir from different regions in the world. It's one of the noble grapes because it cultivates well in different regions. It's not isolated to region specific. It's not like this grape in the glass, Nebbiolo. This is like, you know, Barolo and Nebbiolo, for instance, a Barbesco. This is Gattinara, which was the original powerhouse for Barolo-like wines or Nebbiolo-based wines, is the grape prior to the 18th century. But this is a regional grape. You know, it'd be hard-pressed to find Nebbiolo outside of Italy, outside of Piemonte, for instance. But Pinot Noir can be found in many regions throughout the world. Obviously, you have French Pinot, you have Canadian Pinot Noir, you have American Pinot Noir. Oregon is great for Pinot Noir, as is California. You have some Pinot Noir popping up in the cooler regions of Australia. Obviously, New Zealand's a powerhouse. You also have South Africa. So once you sort of break it down, and you can see that it goes across different regions throughout the world, it's a noble grape variety because you can cultivate it to a high quality level consistently in different geographical locations, which is incredible.
Hey, listen, you're still having some audio trouble, so we might wrap it up. Today was a bit of an introduction, but we'll wrap it up. Next time we go live, we will do a virtual beer and wine tasting. And if you go to System 1357 Lives, you'll see the 2 events, which you can register for. And look, it's only $20 and you'll get an hour or so, or as long as we want. Whatever you're engaged, we'll hang around. And Rob's going to teach us a bit more about some of the wines and some of the beers and how it all works, which is going to be interesting. So by all means, register, come along and help Rob, you know, continue to grow his business, The Drunken Grape, which is such a good name. Such a catchy name, such a good name. So, but listen, you're having a few audio issues. You did drop out once, so we might wrap it up a bit early. So if that's all right with you, Rob.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm on a headset. I'm not in my normal broadcast studio. I know you did this on the fly. I'm like, Scotty, I'm going to my friend's house for dinner. This is where I'm at right now. She kind of dressed it up in a Christmas theme. Like, look at this. It's hilarious. It was like stocking on the table and whatnot. It's nuts. But anyway, much love to everybody that sat in on this. I love this. And, you know, we should get Peter Clark to play a jam session in this show coming up, for the event coming. That'd be pretty cool, too.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yes.
So, hey, listen. Thanks though for at last minute. Here's Peter now. I think he's just saying yeah. So looks like we got some entertainment in our next live. So it'd be great to have you there, Peter. Nice. No problems at all. But listen, yeah, thanks, Rob. I'm looking forward to it. We'll do a bit more, a bit more pre-release and a bit more leading up to it, so people can come and join us. The more, the merrier. Like I said, it's only $20, and Rob's going to go through and explain a heap of stuff that I know I won't know, and I bet you a lot of people are going to learn a lot about things they didn't need to know, but they're going to enjoy learning along the way, which is awesome. So,
but we're going to have a good time.
Any other final thoughts? Otherwise, we'll wrap up.
No, you know what? I just invite everybody to hit that link. Join in, $20, and you can buy whatever wine matches what we're listing. It doesn't have to be any exact particular, Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Noir or lager in the case of the Australian. I think we're talking Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, a stout, and the American version. But just buy what you can afford or what you like and just join in on the show. That's what we're going to be talking about. But this is a less formal. This is not my typical corporate formal setting of a virtual tasting. This is opening it up to the public to enjoy. For you, the viewers, to really just have a great time.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, we'll wrap up. Strive for healthy, wealthy, and wise, everyone. And we'll talk soon. See you all.